Please welcome to the show, Caitlin Clark. Caitlin, did you ever
What's
think
up,
you'd
guys?
be back? Cheers.
Excited to be back. Don't worry. I got this nice throwback theater can.
Well played.
With her trademark humor and candidness, Caitlin Clark offered fans an inside look into her life, covering everything from her transition to the WNBA, locker room stories, to the real deal behind those epic college matchups. In an unfiltered Zoom interview with WNBA legends Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi, Clark delivered the unexpected. From the moment she appeared on screen, it was clear. This wasn't just another feel-good interview. It was authentic, raw, and exactly what fans had been waiting for, and more.
Product placement.
There we go.
Our show loves it. Our show loves it.
It was the viral moment that took the internet by storm last year, when Diana Taurasi locked eyes with the camera and sent her now famous warning to Caitlin Clark. Reality is coming. Now that moment is back in the spotlight, and the basketball world is buzzing. Why? Because Caitlin Clark has finally responded. And she didn't hold anything back. From Paige Buchers to Diana Taurasi herself, and even the unfounded rumors Cheryl Swoops has been spreading about the team, Clark addressed it all. Stay tuned. This one's got everyone talking.
What will the league have in store for them when they get there?
Look, SVP, reality is coming.
Okay.
There's levels to this thing, and that's just life. We all went through it.
Of course.
And you see it on the NBA side, and you're going to see it on this side, where, you look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time.
This year, it's clear. Diana didn't follow through on that promise. Caitlin Clark's response: a confident smile, a subtle nod, and a smirk that said everything. The moment was charged with energy, playful, lighthearted, but with an undeniable sense of power. It wasn't just a reaction, it was a statement.
Congrats on your retirement, D.
Thank you.
And congrats
Now-
on you.
Unfortunately,
Well,
reality
thanks.
is coming to me now.
What's your big plans?
it in early.
What are you going to do?
I keep telling Sue I thought I was going to have all this time to do all these things. I'm more busy now. So if I give you any advice, play as long as possible.
We'll see. We'll get to 10 years. Then we'll think about it.
It's 10 years.
For Diana Taurasi, sharing the court with Caitlin Clark was more than just another game. It was a generational moment. Looking back on their first matchup in Phoenix, Taurasi didn't hold back when describing the atmosphere. It felt like the last game ever played. The crowd was electric, the buzz was undeniable, and the moment went beyond basketball. It was about legacy, evolution, and witnessing the torch being passed in real time. Taurasi spoke with deep admiration, calling it surreal to finally compete against a player she had watched dominate college basketball for years.
What was it like for you two to play against each other?
It was amazing. I've been following Caitlin for so long and been watching her college career just in awe. And to be on the court and, the first game was in Phoenix and it felt like the last game that was ever going to be played. There was such anticipation. The crowd was going crazy. All the people that came out to see Caitlin and our teams play against each other. It really was an amazing moment. And you talked about how, if you could play against anyone that is this new generation. So I got to cross paths with Caitlin, at least for a couple games. And to me, that meant a lot, Like, we've been doing this for a long time, and to see Caitlin do what she does is, I think someone said the other day, I'm like, I want the season to start so I can watch you again.
Caitlin's perspective on that Phoenix matchup was just as insightful, but with her trademark edge. For her, it wasn't just another game, it was personal. We were down by 10 or 15, she recalled, pride in her voice. But we fought back and pulled out the win. That comeback wasn't just a stat. It was a defining moment, facing a legend like Diana Taurasi, and walking away with the victory wasn't just about the numbers. It was about belief. That's the kind of game that builds confidence, Caitlin said, making sure everyone knew just how much it meant.
And what it was like to play against Dee.
Well, I was saying, that game in Phoenix, because we only played in Phoenix one time. And it was before Olympic break. Obviously, we had All-Star there too, but it was a great game. Honestly, I'm pretty sure we were down 10 or 15 and came all the way back and won. That was our first win versus a team that was above 500. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Great.
Beyond the fierce competition, there was something deeper, mutual respect. That game in Phoenix became more than just a matchup. It was a meeting of eras, unfolding right before our eyes. Caitlin and Diana may be at different points in their careers, but the impact they've had is undeniable and timeless. As they laughed and reflected on the moment, it was clear. This wasn't just playful banter. It was basketball's past and future coming together on the same court, creating a rare, powerful harmony that spanned generations.
Caitlin, how excited are you for this next WNBA season? New head coach and Stephanie White. You added Natasha Howard, who Sue knows really well, DeWanna Bonner, which I know really well, Sophie Cunningham. I mean, it seems like, from the outside, this roster's ready to compete now, which is easy for us to say. We know there's a process to get there, but when you see that and you see those names come in, what does that make you feel like?
What makes Caitlin Clark's approach to this WNBA season so exciting isn't just the momentum she's bringing, it's the arsenal she's armed with. When talking about her revamped Indiana Fever roster, you can feel the energy radiating from her. With new head coach Stephanie White in charge, seasoned players like Natasha Howard and DeWanna Bonner, sharpshooters like Sophie Cunningham, and defensive powerhouses like Sydney Colson and Brianna Turner, Clark isn't just memorizing names. She's already thinking about how to make it all click. She knows the talent is there. She also knows the reality. 7 new players, a short timeline, and the pressure to build chemistry quickly. But Caitlin isn't shying away from it. She's already in the thick of the challenge, adapting, learning, and leading the charge. As always, she's embracing the challenge with that signature edge, ready to elevate the team to new heights.
Oh, well, obviously on paper we have a really good team, but you only have, we start training camp I think on the 27th, and then we have a back-to-back of preseason games on May 3rd and May 4th. So it's you have a very short amount of time to put that together, and 7 new pieces, and whether we carry 11 or 12, more than half of our roster, that's a hard thing within itself, but we should be pretty good. And I'm excited about it. I think what we needed was, we added a lot more experience. In the playoffs, we just didn't have that. We were a young group. Even Kels, obviously with being with the Fever during her entire career, she hasn't really had the opportunity to play in a ton of playoff games. So having that, whether it's Sydney Colson, whether it's DB, whether it's Natasha Howard, whoever it is, I think having that experience is going to be really good for us and that leadership in the locker room. So I'm excited.
And it's not just her mental game that's been on another level. Her physical game is too. When asked about that viral off-season photo showing her noticeably more muscular, Caitlin couldn't help but laugh, clearly proud of the transformation.
And there was the viral picture that went around showing off your guns. Everyone's wondering, have you been hitting the weight room? Was it the camera angle? What happened?
How did you do that? I've been trying to do that for 20 years.
AI is getting out of control. Come on.
But then the truth came out. Caitlin admitted that she dedicated a lot of time to the weight room, not just to feel more dominant on the court, but to look the part as well. She even pinpointed areas she's working on, like perfecting her mid-range game and adding a floater to finish through contact. It's clear she's not just training to keep up, she's training to take over.
So what are you doing in the off-season working on your game?
You're trying to get stronger, a lot of time in the weight room, and it's something I kind of enjoy, so it's been pretty easy for me to spend time in there and really work on that part of my game. And I think the biggest thing on on the court is just like that mid-range area. Like I got pretty uncomfortable in there when I would get in there, whether that's like, I didn't really have any floater. I didn't like taking the mid-range jump shot. So just getting more comfortable, like when I get my feet kind of into the paint, and honestly trying to just add a floater to my game, and, you know, finishing through contact and little things like that. But I think just going back to the weapons that we've added this year, like there's going to be so many different things that we're able to do that I think it'll be able to make my life a little bit easier, and it should make everybody's life a little bit easier on our team.
That level of self-awareness is rare, especially for someone still early in their professional career. But Caitlin's already carrying herself like a seasoned pro, and honestly, it's impressive. She talked about the grind, the leadership, challenges, and the physical preparation that come with having a star-studded roster. She knows the expectations are sky high, but she's stepping up to meet them head on. And let's not forget the time Cheryl Swoops claimed the Indiana Fever's locker room was toxic.
People in the Fever were like, y'all.
That's not my point. There's a lot of other shit going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
Over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some new shit's going on around there.
It's a lot. So you have players that are very significant on this Indiana Fever team that are like, I don't
want to be here.
This is where I want to be.
Yeah.